You know the little brain in a bowl that walks around Jabba's palace with legs?
Brain in a bowl. Anyways.
That thing is called a Bomar monk.
A Bomar monk?
I was going to say, just like a Bomar monk. It's got legs, baby. It's like a fishbowl with a brain in it. It's like in the background of Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. And it's just like a tank of brain with like metal legs. And
there's going to be like 2 people that listen to this episode that go, oh, this is Bomar monk! Let's go! Let's go!
Welcome to Roden Tomatoes. I'm Ben Roden.
I'm Brady Tomatoes.
This is a show where we talk about movies,
magic, and Muppets!
Where did we leave off?
Last time we left off, we ended with Toy Story 2. It was our first S tier. We put Toy Story at the very, very top. Because Toy Story 2, I do feel, is like, it's the golden child of sequels. It truly is.
It's great. We have... What else is on our list here? We've got another one that's widely regarded as like...
a very good
top tier sequel. Yeah. In the first episode, I talked about how I hated when the sequel's TOO.
Yes.
And I'm leaving on a trip today to Italia.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to check into our little like Airbnb in Venice. And it was one of the funniest websites I've ever encountered. It was just like kind of just the worst user experience possible. So I had to register all our guests, which included I had to take a picture of my passport. I had to take a picture of me holding my passport. And then it's like, take a picture of your ID and the back of the ID. And I'm like, what is...
For the hotel?
Yeah. I think Venice is like, there's like something about like visiting Venice that's weird because you have to pay a fee. And a lot of times the fee is paid by the property. Anyway.
Weird.
What is the back of my passport in this context? They're like, take a picture of your ID. So I open up my passport, take a picture of the back of my ID. I'm like, you want to just see the black cover of my ID? I don't know what that means. Odd. But the only reason I brought this up is this website was technically in English, but had been poorly translated into English.
Okay.
And so whenever the word T-O appeared, it was T-O-O. And it felt like the universe mocking me.
Send us to...
Yeah, so it would be like, click to go to the next page. To go also the next page. Anyway.
It knows, dude.
They know.
The internet.
I put it out there and it was like, screw you, guy.
Yeah, this is evidence that Google listens. It listens to is like, how do we just totally piss off Ben?
We know they're listening. I thought they were listening to sell me stuff, but they're just listening to spite me. I don't like it. All right. Did we wrap up Toy Story 2?
Yeah, we wrapped up Toy Story 2. We spouted its praise. And so we have... Now we kind of got, I feel, a lot of... I don't know how else to describe it. Like the meh sequels out of the way. I think like this part 2, TOO, of this podcast is going to be a little tougher, I think.
Yeah. This is like Ben and Brady's podcast, The Reckoning.
Thank you.
It's when things get deeper.
Yeah.
The lore expands.
That's right.
And deepens.
The characters that we established in the first part of our podcast episode, we're now going to take those and continue to build on that and not regress where we were before.
The hero's journey, we've met the challenge, we've encountered our kind of wise master.
Sage, yeah.
We've gone out into the greater world.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll change.
So how do we apply what we've learned, the things we've sacrificed to this tier list?
Let's talk about Batman.
Batman, The Dark Knight, the Christopher Nolan trilogy. This one is not only regarded as just like, oh, this is a good part of a trilogy, but some people put this in their like top 10 movies of all time. Like just watch it solo without anything else, any other context.
I think Head and Shoulders more watchable than either of the other two.
Yes.
I like Batman Begins.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Rises. Is that what the last one's called?
Number 3.
That is an example of a movie where I see it, and in the theater, I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And about 25 minutes later, I'm like, that was stupid as hell. Yes. Like, it just immediately, it's like it's made of paper mache, and I spray a hose on it. It just, like, it falls apart, and I can see this rickety frame, and it's just like, oh, actually, that was pretty bad.
That was me, too. It was like recency bias.
Yeah.
Right? Because I remember it being in theaters, and you had, like, the big Bane's talking. I have no idea what the hell he's saying, but it sounds cool.
Oh, Tom Hardy is like 50 years from now when language has completely devolved and somebody's looking up the term aura farming in the dictionary. Have you heard of this?
No.
Just aura farming. Just farming aura. That is Tom Hardy.
That's aura.
He just stands around and exudes presence,
Yeah.
you know?
He's great, man.
And that was like peak Tom Hardy's cool. And yeah, couldn't understand a lick, but you're like, they put Bane in a movie and he's not stupid?
Oh, yeah.
Like, because there had been the Batman and Robin, I think, had Bane in it, and he was full on, like, Power Rangers looking.
Yeah, and then I think a lot of the times we've seen Bane depicted, he's just kind of a big brute.
Right.
But I do believe, like, in the comics, he's
very
more,
smart.
Yeah, he's more
Yeah,
intelligent. He's like a leader of a crime ring.
A mastermind.
Yeah.
And he has a teddy bear.
I will say that, like, I can't remember if The Dark Knight Rises was the very next Nolan film that came out after The Dark Knight.
Oh,
but
yeah, maybe.
I do feel that, like, after The Dark Knight, then Christopher Nolan started, like, intentionally sound mixing strictly for IMAX. Because after The Dark Knight, it is so hard to understand what the hell anyone is saying in Christopher Nolan movies. The music is very, very loud. It's like, and then you got and it's so hard. It's very frustrating. And I do feel like The Dark Knight Rises was a good example, like one that was very clear. Like the sound mixing is really not suited for everyone.
And it was like even better than it was originally because they had that first clip that either was leaked or released of Bane talking, and it was like no one could understand that. So I think they remastered because the fan response was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
This would be a really funny bit if on the finished episode, this whole segment is just like really low and we just have Hans Zimmer playing super loud.
And then we just talk about all the complex concepts of this podcast. I'm taking shots at Tenet right now. I didn't care for that, but we are slipping because we're talking about The Dark Knight Rises, but really what we need to focus on is The Dark Knight. Where on this tier list does it go? I feel that The Dark Knight, there are some, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect movie.
No,
but it does things, I would say it does things perfectly.
Oh, for sure.
Like the introduction of the Joker is perfect. It's so good.
It's great.
So I think it does things perfectly. It's not a perfect movie. But still with that in mind, I'd still put this at like S tier as far as like sequels go. This is by far the best of the trilogy. It stands alone. Does it build on the lore?
Yeah.
Does it do all those things? I would put it at S tier.
I think so. I think it's like it's pretty hard to fault the central like story. It does a good job of like here's kind of what Batman's about.
Right.
Here's they really highlight the what's interesting about the Joker and Batman and why that dynamic has fascinated people for a long time.
Yeah.
There's parts, a lot of it is just like doesn't quite hold up. Like they can't seem to figure out how to make a movie where Batman doesn't end up fist fighting the Joker, which is like,
oh yeah,
I know he's got the dogs, but why are we he would just rip his head off immediately.
Yeah,
and the whole like surveillance device thing.
That's my one qualm. Well, that's my biggest qualm, I think. I need a picture.
Yeah.
And then he uses all of the sonar from all of the cell phones to like get aerial views and zoom in to like where the Joker is. And
when he's in that virtual 3D view and then you see that topless woman run past that felt gratuitous.
Oh man.
Overall I think it's great. I think it has a lot of great moments. The music is phenomenal.
Music's great.
The ending's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. The Gary Oldman little monologue about he's not the hero we deserve, but he's the hero we need right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I think the overall message of this, and this is what going back to like what does a sequel actually serve? Does it build? Because on this one, Batman doesn't go back and he's like, I need to discover a way to bring fear into people. Because that was the first movie. It's like, how do I become a symbol? How do I take my weakness and turn it against my enemies? So that I can fight justice in a way that's not violent or like that's not like killing.
Sure.
But in
not
this
violent,
one,
kind of a stretch.
I maim you, but I won't kill you. I'll absolutely destroy your quality of life, but I won't put you in your misery. Kill you. But I do think the one thing that I like about this is Batman's old tricks, like using fear, doesn't work on the Joker. He cannot be intimidated. Mm-hmm. He is not afraid of Batman. Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that really builds. Like that's why this is such a good sequel, because the journey he went through in the first movie, it's not like he forgot it. He still uses it with other people. Yeah. He's just introduced to a new challenge where he needs to then grow, and he realizes it's like a sacrifice. Yeah, like he has to take his like I'm a hero persona and get it out of the way. Yeah, for the greater good. Yeah, he's got to do bad things for the greater good.
Totally.
Which I think is great.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know, Batman is one of the few superheroes where you can do something like that and not have it feel too sort of self-indulgent. Mm. Like it's naturally such a dark character that it's like, yeah, this is kind of a cool, like philosophical debate that happens. There's the scene where he's beating up the Joker, and the Joker, like, it's on the nose, but says like, you have nothing.
Yeah, you have nothing. You have nothing to threaten me with. You have nothing to do with all of your strength.
Yeah, that's cool. It's like the existence of the Joker threatens the identity of Bruce Wayne, which is cool. That's a cool conflict to have between the hero and the villain.
Yeah, and that's I do think it's interesting that it does kind of devolve into like a fist fight at the end, because that scene, the interrogation scene, I think is like basically the apex of like the plot, because that's when Batman is directly like brought into like the Joker, and he has to face his antithesis. Yeah, which I think is like really cool. Yeah. Anyway, super great movie. Not some things are weird plot devices, but overall amazing. S tier.
Solid. There's some things that this one holds up far better than Dark Knight Rises, but there are certain things that watching it now, I'm like, how did I take it seriously? Most notably, the way Two-Face looks. Like the effects are not bad, but like the first time he turns in the hospital and he has like a bulging eye, it makes me laugh now. Like at the time I'm like, whoa, but now I'm just like, Aaron Eckhart looks so stupid. The other one that I love that has been pointed out ad nauseum on the internet is when the Joker comes in dressed as a nurse. Oh. And it's clearly the Joker. Yeah. And Aaron Eckhart's just like, hello, ma'am. And then he pulls the mask down and he goes, oh! And it's like, were you not picking up on any of the other visual cues?
Yeah.
But it's great.
That is very funny.
So many great, like, I don't know, the way shots are staged, like the whole, like the Joker walking out of the hospital in drag, trying to get the detonator to blow up. And the explosion goes up behind him.
Which, and I've heard this a lot, is like his reaction to something not blowing up is genuine, because he was supposed to push it and walk away, and it didn't work. Yeah. So him pushing it and then it goes was like it's genuine,
fantastic.
Was legit,
it's
which
so
I
good.
think is so great.
Yeah. It's great. It feels like until the third act, it feels like a crime movie that happens to have Batman in it. Yeah. Like the whole opening heist with like the school bus and all the different Joker masks.
So great.
Amazing.
So
it feels like, okay, this could be in a movie like Heat or something. Yeah. And then it's like, it feels like a very gritty, grounded crime thing that Batman just happens to be in, which is fun.
So we're hitting Batman pretty hard. But it's but I am just thinking about like the Batman, which I think is also phenomenal. Yeah, it's like great. With Robert Pattinson. I do feel like because I think like the third act, it kind of falls apart as well. It just kind of has to go bigger and bigger.
I think, and I think a lot of superhero movies, I think there's I don't know if it's studio pressure or just expectation, but it always where it's like, as soon as we're having a big battle, I'm kind of like, okay, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All that interesting stuff tends to happen in the build-up to that, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, moving on. This is another one. We got the of the original Star Wars trilogy. We're talking about The Empire Strikes Back.
To me, this is like generally accepted Mount Rushmore of sequels.
Yeah.
Type movie.
Do you feel that it does the things that we want it to? Does it build on the lore? Does it backtrack on the characters?
Yeah, I think like everything gets deeper and richer. It's much better written than the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
It starts really like deepening character dynamics. It still has a bunch of great set pieces. I love the whole Hoth opening.
Is great.
It's really fun. I just think it's great. I think it actually might be the only good Star Wars movie. Like, I'm always like, I love Star Wars. And then when I sit down and I'm like, if I were to do a tier list of Star Wars movies, it's like a lot of movies that I'm like, oh, maybe not that good.
Yeah.
It has an allure and it's like, it was important and it's awesome, but it's like,
yeah, I agree.
Empire feels like, moment to moment feels like, this is a real movie.
Yeah. I agree. I think Empire is 100% the best of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
The best of the Star Wars movies. And I do think it's a really great sequel. I would also put this at an S tier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really have anything bad to say about Empire. I do wonder if, because it was such I think some movies get a pass on things. Not saying this is what Empire does, but like some movies get a pass on things simply because of like the time that it came out. Like this whole like Darth Vader revealing that he was like the father. Like that was like, it blew people's brains, right? Yeah. It was like the thing that you did not want to get spoiled. And so like that's like a moment in like the whole film. And so I'm wondering if like, because that was like such a thing, it was such a groundbreaking thing, and because it has a good moment, like does that put it in a place where like we're seeing, oh, it's like S tier? Like does that affect our lens in seeing this movie as a whole, or like overall?
That's a good question.
Because like Avengers Endgame, for example, some people like Endgame is like the best Avengers movie, but I would say it's not, because it has a good moment, like the final, like everyone's coming in and Captain America catches the hammer. That's a great moment, and people are going to remember that moment and watching it in theaters for their whole life.
True,
because it was, people went crazy. Yeah, a really good moment.
But could I tell you what happens in the movie outside of that? I can give you a gist. Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering. I'm just saying, like the Empire Strikes Back has one of those moments, like culturally iconic moments. Does that cloud our judgment at all?
I don't think so. It is obviously a big moment, and it's hard to even. I guess the closest thing that I've experienced was when the last couple Harry Potter books came out, where there was like, it felt like everyone is tuned into this. Yeah, but I think, like, just due to the nature of the internet and spoilers and sort of how culture permeates, I don't think we've ever experienced anything like Star Wars. Yeah, like just the scope of it. So I don't know that plays into
your view of it.
My view of it. Son of a biscuit. I mean, it's cool. It's a great moment, but I think that movie's just pretty great.
I mean, it's really damn good. It's a really good. I'm not saying that I think it needs to be anything less.
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, I just wanted to put it out there.
Playing devil's advocate.
Just want to put it out there.
I really like all the stuff on Dagobah with Luke and Yoda.
Yeah.
Because this is like, the first movie is great and it's a lot of fun. It's like a Flash Gordon episode. It's like archetypal characters. Yeah. The second one, I mean, continues to sort of be that way, but I think they start to like explore like, what is the Force and what is like the actual conflict of this story about, and what's Luke's actual journey besides I'm just a small town kid that gets caught up in something.
Yeah, Luke has to do more self-reflection. he sees like the whole like
the vision where he beheads
Darth Vader and he's like so like he's kind of like his own enemy, his worst enemy. Han Solo is tested, like his roguish nature, like self-serving, like is tested. And so my personal opinion is that the moment doesn't overshadow the greatness of the movie. Like it doesn't like
agree.
affect it. I don't know how else to word it, but like it doesn't create like a bias, like a great moment see bias. I think overall it's a great movie.
One thing we haven't really talked about either is like how does it set up a sequel? I think Empire is one of the best ones on this list of like it's a really effective cliffhanger.
Yes,
like it kind of ends an arc, but it ends with Luke having lost a limb and Han Solo's captive. It just like builds a lot of hype for like how are they going to conclude this, which I think is good.
Yeah, it
feels like a complete story, but it's still got legs, baby.
It's got legs.
What's our next one?
This is another one that is very well loved or beloved, I guess. This is the second in the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy.
Great.
How to Train Your Dragon 2.
This era of animation, I feel like there's a lot of forgettable movies.
Oh, in this era,
In this era. And so this one came out and it was like surprisingly good. At least to me. I wasn't expecting, like, I was like, okay, it's a DreamWorks, like, this will be fine.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, this is great. Great music. I'm talking about the original.
So the first one. Okay, so the first one comes out.
The first one being as good as it was surprised me. And I was like, no way a sequel's going to be good. This was kind of a surprise hit. It made a ton of money. It was beloved. Let's make another one. I was like, this is going to be bad. Right. That's not bad. It's very good.
Yeah. This is... watching the first How to Train Your Dragon in theaters was almost like one of those what do they call them in Inside Out? The
core memories.
The core memories.
Yeah.
Because when I'm sitting kind of up front and they're doing the test drive, and I didn't see it in 3 because didn't they do like was it a 3D thing?
Probably.
Or maybe they re-released it as a 3D. But I remember feeling just like you had like the score and everything was just so awesome and like the story was amazing.
Yeah.
It was, I walked out of the theater and was like, that is maybe the best movie I've seen. And I think I was also kind of apprehensive, but then because Toy Story 2 also was good, I was like, maybe it'll work with How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
And I feel like it, I wouldn't say it's as good as the first one, but this one made me feel more.
Interesting.
Just because like we're like stoic, like his dad sacrifices himself and toothless. Like they have like their relationship that's tested because he's having to fight against his instinct and that to me was like it was a heartbreaking moment like for everybody, but it also like rocked me. I was like they killed someone's. It was almost like a Mufasa moment, right?
Yeah.
Like someone's dad died
for real.
Like, and that was like real. It shocked me.
I
it made
had
me feel a lot.
So I recently rewatched this. I hadn't seen it since it came out, and I rewatched them with my kids, and I didn't remember that he was died, and I was like, okay, he's gonna be injured. Like, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, because you could see them being like, okay, that was a close shave, but we still have to have Jared Butler in the movie. Like, no, he's gone, baby. He's dead gone.
Yeah, I think that was a very bold move, and which I think not a lot of animated movies like that are geared for kids. Yeah. That's not a move that they typically take.
True.
Because it's uncomfortable. It's like a truth. Like dealing with death is something that maybe parents don't want to have to talk with their kids about, or like it brings on like really hard feelings. But I do appreciate that they did that in How to Train Your Dragon 2. But I also think, like, does it build on the lore? Like, I think it is great. The first movie, Hiccup, Gerard Butler needs to learn to listen, right? Hiccup's trying to say, I need to do this as my way. And Gerard Butler is not listening. He's like, no, you got to do it the way it's always been done. And the script kind of flips because Hiccup becomes like the dragon expert. He's the one that like is the genius. He has all the plans. He's mapping things out, and Hiccup becomes the person that like needs to learn, like in a place of authority. I need to listen. I need to listen to the people who are saying, "Don't go after this dragon hunter. Don't don't risk your neck for these kind of things." And then so I thought that was a really cool way to kind of flip the script.
Yeah.
Where he has to learn a new lesson.
He has to learn how to be a leader.
Yeah, which I thought
is different than being the renegade.
Yeah.
So shooting from the hip type of guy.
So where would you put this, like on our tier list? Like, I love it, but I'm looking at like The Dark Knight. I'm looking at Empire.
I think it feels very similar to the first in some ways.
Mm-hmm. Did it need to be made?
That's kind of my question. It feels less necessary than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, this isn't some more stuff that happened to Hiccup, and like he grows.
Yeah.
It's a good story, but it's not as it feels like after the first one, like, oh, that was complete. What happens in the third one? Have I seen the third one?
There's a light fury. Fury. Third one is the weakest of the three.
Okay.
They have to move out of Burke because Burke gets destroyed. The themes, I'd have to go back and watch it and try to re-examine it, but it wasn't as standout as like.
I think this is like an A or a B.
Okay, I want to just because it almost hurts me to not put it in S because I just love it so much. Yeah. Okay, never mind. The gods have spoken. Google it.
It
okay,
only will be
okay.
I think A is great.
To be A. I would plant my flag and say this is an A tier.
Not to drag out this episode any further than it's already been drugged. But let's just take one moment to talk about Toothless.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best creature designs ever. Full stop.
Yeah.
And like we went and rewatched the live action remake. And it feels like the exact character model. It feels like they just like, hey, here's the asset. Put some like new textures on it. Like, but the way that it can go from feeling like a kitten to a fighter plane in the same scene is just like it's a brilliant creature design.
I 100% agree because when he's cute, he's so cute.
But then it's like it turns into a stealth bomber.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a flexible, emotive character.
Yeah, I've never really thought about that, but props to DreamWorks because I think that does take that takes a lot of design work and
incredible thought and animation and like are the teeth permanent? Obviously they can because it's named Toothless, but like how are the teeth going to look popping in and out? How much detail are we going to pay into all the different? I suspect they probably looked at airplanes and were like, where are we going to put the fins on this dragon? Because then they do the montage of like, okay, there's different positions for his foot.
Yeah,
these are like the ailerons of the plane. It's just it's so brilliant. There's so much stuff. I just feel like production design and character design is like the secret sauce. And coming back to Star Wars, production design is why Star Wars matters.
Totally.
If it didn't look and sound like it does, the movies are not that special.
Yeah, totally.
It's just like, there's just little. To me, it's like, the way the movie like tastes almost, or feels like has so much to do with those little details.
This is like what you're saying is what Denis Villeneuve talks about. Like when
he's the king of this.
Yeah, like especially with Dune, because Dune you can tell is his passion project.
Mm-hmm.
He was like making all these other films, which I think he did amazing job. I don't think I've seen a Denis Villeneuve film that I did. But it's not a trilogy yet.
Yeah, but
you're right.
That shit's coming up.
I think we should do like a whole thing on Dune because it's worth talking about.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
But like one of the things I saw in an interview was Denis said, "I want people to be able to feel that they're on Arrakis, like to feel and like almost like taste, like all of your senses are there that like you're on Arrakis, and that you can there's a reason it was so successful at the box office, why cinema heads went crazy over it.
Yeah.
Because it really does, like all that attention to detail, the character development, like the set design, the sound design, everything plays into like building this experience
Yeah.
for like to bring the viewer into it.
Yeah.
So and I think How to Train Your Dragon also does that.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Word. All right.
How
are we looking on time? Do we do one more?
Yeah, we can do one more. I think there's a lot to talk about with this one. We talked about how this was in one of our first episodes, how The Matrix was one of my first rated R movies.
Oh, yeah.
That was edited. Someone basically just like just went back and tried to record over like the VHS, and sometimes we just got the word twice.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
But I was so stoked for the second one, and similar to Dark Knight Rises, when the second Matrix came out, my dad checked me out of school.
Oh,
freaking cool, man! Like we got checked out of school, and I was in high school at the time. Me and like my friends, we went and saw The Matrix 2, and we left the movie. We're like, that was freaking so cool, so much better than the first Matrix. Yeah. I'm gonna lead with that. And that
deflated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so again, I watched this recently, which you would think would mean I'd have a clearer picture, but it means that really they blend together. So this one, how does this one start?
This one starts with Trinity. She does the motorcycle thing. It's very similar to the first one.
But it starts with her dying, right? Or at least getting shot. And then it's sort of like a flash forward. Because her blowing up the power station actually takes place at the end of this heist, doesn't it?
Yeah, so maybe it like sets up for something you see, something happen. I don't remember exactly how it transitions, but essentially this is where you learn about, like in the Matrix, you learn about the other programs. Like you have the like the Oracle in the first one. That's like a program.
The key maker, the key master.
Yeah, you have like the key maker. You have there's Oracle. There's the Merovingian.
The Merovingian is pretty awesome.
Then you have like he has like those weird ghosts that. Like the dreadlock twins,
the Wayans
brothers,
the white Wayans, the Wayans from White Chicks characters.
And so you see more of that.
Yeah, this is you also start to see Zion in this one, right? Like there's some get back to Zion, and you see.
Yeah, because
the harbor and is this the one they have the big
the silo
orgy in the caves?
Yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Or just big rave.
Yeah. Or grave, as they call it on the internet.
Great.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then this one ends with Agent Smith taking over the body of someone in
Zion.
Of sort of reverse matrix. So a program inhabits a human body.
A human body.
Yeah.
Neo also he reaches into Trinity's wireframe. Because how the freak would you show that like without a wireframe? But it's like the ones and zeros, and he reaches in and like pulls out the bullet and like starts her heart. And
okay.
There's the big scene where he fights 600 Agent Smiths,
the bazillion Smiths, in the playground.
The rooftop area, not the big street scene.
Not the big one in the rainy ravine. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is definitely deepens the lore to mixed results.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, I don't know. The first one is very, allegorical.
Yeah.
Even more so, I watched a really interesting video about, the sort of transgender reading of the movie. You know that the Wachowskis are transgender. So there's, a reading of this movie that's all about, sexual identity and gender identity that's really interesting.
They're waking up.
Yeah, but anyway, there's multiple reasons. The first one, it's this is super interesting.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's pretty straightforward. If you read it at face value, here's what the plot is.
Yeah.
This one feels pretty muddled to me.
Yeah.
In terms of what the programs are, and it kind of feels like it complicates the sort of good versus evil struggle a little bit, where you're the programs are kind of like people.
They're kind of like people.
And there's that couple. They have the Indian couple with the little girl program that Neo meets on the train. Maybe that's not till the third one.
No, I think she does.
Did she show up in the second one?
It was one of those cases where they filmed the second one and the third one at the same time, so we don't have to worry about the age thing. But I do think that you do see the little girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely they took it. They took like the what if we don't really see our reality in the way that we're used to seeing it, and we kind of break that lens a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They took it and they said, okay, so what if we take the lore that you now feel you know about the Matrix and we twist it? Because the architect talks about how it's like a continual reboot cycle. Like Neo has done this exact same thing. They've gone through this exact same thing, 7 times, or I can't remember how many times it is. Mm-hmm. But like he's able to see projections of the things that, like the way that he's approached the situation, and every single time he's chosen to reboot the Matrix because things get way out of hand, and so it basically starts over. Like this is basic. This is the cycle. This is exactly the cycle. This is the program.
So then it's So whereas the first one felt like this sort of allegory or the plot is an interesting backdrop for like a fun action movie.
Yeah.
This one feels like it almost gets in the way, or feels like it starts to clash. Those elements become like kind of a lot to deal with.
Yeah, there's too much going on.
There's a little too many notes.
Yeah, a little too rough.
A little too rough. That being said, I think the set pieces are like the whole chase scene on the freeway.
That was sick.
Pretty rad.
It was pretty cool. They did build a freeway. They built that. And that is one of those things, like a standout moment.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought the fight with all the Agent Smiths was also sick. I look back now, I was like,
they look a little gummy bear now, but it's still impressive.
Yeah.
There's the whole freeway scene I think is awesome. At the end of that scene, the 2 white dreadlock ghosts, the 2 Asian princes. This is a reference that no one will ever get.
Yeah. Unless you've seen the 1996 smash hit card game Get Bit.
Get Bit. All right. I can't even describe. Okay, so anyway, at the end of that chase scene, the two white branches are showing up in their Escalade, and Morpheus like side rolls, cuts out the side of the Escalade with his katana, and then turns in slow motion with the Glock 18 and blows up the gas tank. It's
cool.
Awesome.
It's cool.
Full anime. That whole set piece is just like will always be
super
an all-time
cool.
for me. It's very fun.
I did. So one thing that I thought that I actually still really like about the sequel is how Agent Smith, because I remember watching the trilogy and I'm thinking the one that actually makes the big difference in this like cycle is Agent Smith. He's the anomaly.
Right. Yeah, he's the variable that ruins everything.
Yeah, it's not Neo. Neo is doing the same thing he's always done. And that's what, like, the end of the third movie, he allows himself to be taken over by Smith so that then, like, the mainframe can nuke him. Yeah. So I did like that this second one introduced that. It's like, Smith is not just, like, a throwaway bad guy.
Yeah.
He is this variable that has, like, set everything in motion.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think was a really cool move for a villain.
It is cool, especially because he is a machine, or he's a program.
Yeah, he's a program.
So him exercising his will in parallel to Neo is very cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool
So
transformation.
I did like that element about the other 2 movies, but it's not enough for me to be like, I love these.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say B.
B?
I'm going to say B.
I would, because I'm looking at our list here. I would watch Matrix Revolution. No,
Reloaded.
Revolutions is the Resurrection. That's the 4th one.
Resurrection is the most recent one, which was
oh my gosh,
something
absolute. Yeah, whatever. I would say I would put this above Temple of Doom and Men in Black 2. Men in Black 2 is so forgettable.
Yeah.
Where I have gone back and I've seen the second Matrix. There are really cool moments.
I think it's rewatchable. I also think the Matrix movies have just like kind of a cool feel.
Yes.
Like, again, it's a combination of like that kind of weird green coloring and the music. Like sometimes it's like just kind of like cozy to rewatch a Matrix movie.
Totally. Yeah, I would agree. I think I think it fits very nicely in the.
Beautiful.
That's just where it goes.
Beautiful.
That's where it goes. Oh man! All right. Well,
someday we'll finish this.
This sequel episode is going to become a trilogy, so we're going to see if like the second episode of this, we'll have to rank the second episode of this trilogy that we made. This is becoming very meta.
It's going to be our first D tier.
I'm telling you this episode.
Absolute garbage.
Oh man. We got some fun ones coming up, so be sure to tune into part 3.
Turn into it.
Yeah.
Don't tune into it.
Yeah, turn into part 3.
Become it, like Agent Smith becomes Neo.
That's
or
right.
Vice versa.
We'll be talking about Moana 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, Shrek 2, Transformers 2, the Two Towers and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and finally X2, X-Men United. Mm-hmm.
It's been great.
Super fun. Be safe in Italy. If you're in Italy and you're watching this, I don't know how this would be possible, but if you're in Italy and you happen to watch this and you happen to see Ben, say hi.